Radio, the show that inspires up-and-coming restaurant and bar owners, along with current operators, to pursue their passion in the restaurant business. I am your host, Kostas Lazanis, and I'm joined, as always, with my good friend, Carrie Hodson. Let us guide you through the process of being a successful owner and teach you how to make an impact in today's culinary world. Hat Backwards episode with Carrie Hodson and Kostas Lazanis. What is going on, buddy? How are you doing, man?
Pretty good. Hired a new guy today.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. How is he?
Don't know yet.
I hired 5 new servers the other day.
Holy cow.
They were all there for the anniversary party.
Yeah, I noticed some new faces.
Yeah. I went to...
Some of them were happier than others.
Yeah. I got one person that's got like a RBF. Is that the resting itch bay face?
Resting...
That's
bad face.
Bad face, yes. I'm like, smile, honey.
Bitter face.
Yeah, bitter beer.
Bitter face, yeah.
But no, seriously though, like I've had so many problems hiring people that
I have to hire 2 people
yeah,
at a time, and one of them doesn't show up. Or
well, I hired 5 servers thinking that 3 was going to end up working.
doesn't work out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always overstaffed. And here's the thing is like, I want the servers begging me for shifts, not me begging the servers to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you have to sit there and like make cold calls to your employees, like, please, can you come in for me?
It's your
because
job.
I know, but
you
know, like when you get that one person that calls off because you got an emergency, so then you're stuck in a situation like cold calling like random people, and everybody's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm like, I'm gonna like get to where y'all can fight for shifts, and then y'all are begging me to work.
Oh, by overstaffing?
Yeah, like I need to overstaff and then let them be like, oh, can I pick up your shift? Not like, oh my gosh, I gotta work again. Like it's a mindset, you know. And I'm trying to like instill that. Like you guys
I've always done it the opposite way.
You need to be excited to work.
I try to keep people full time and have a real lean staff, you know.
Yeah, that's the ideal world is you want the same people there every day because they're going to be the most like experienced people.
They're all getting paid more than, $2.14 an hour or whatever.
Sure.
I don't have any servers.
Well, even the servers
so
they're
maybe
making,
it's different.
But with their tips, they're making between $11 and $17 an hour.
Lower, right?
Come again?
Your risk is lower.
As far as it's still like a pain in the butt to train and
it's true.
And they make mistakes. I mean, my ideal situation is I'd rather have like 5 employees that work 60 hours a week.
Sure.
Because like they're going to be like complete trained soldiers versus, one person working 1 shift a week.
Right.
Not going to know what's going on.
Right. Don't know the specials, don't know who they're working with.
And you just get better if you have more hours every week. You're just able to handle more volume and be more like on top of it.
It's true, as long as you don't get complacent.
Anyway.
Or into drugs or something. I don't know.
Why are we talking about people? We always talk about people in this podcast. I don't know. It's like it's a never-ending thing to talk about.
I had to tell one of my guys to never buy shoes from a drug dealer. It's like, I don't know what he laced it with, but I've been tripping all week.
That's so funny. Was that a pun? Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
The Carrie and Kostas comedy show. That's going to be our next podcast segment.
Where do you find people? They just walk in the door?
No, I got so lucky because my wife is like 7 months pregnant right now.
Craigslist?
And
you made her go outside and like
I know,
hold a
right?
sign?
Well, no, but she made me. She's like, Kostas, get your staff under control because I'm needing you at the house whenever I have this baby because it's our 3rd baby and she's like drowning. So I'm like stressing out. So like I went on Google. I'm like, how to hire employees, and then like all these like ads popped up for like Indeed and all these places. And I was like, you know what? Last time I tried this, like I got these like peg-legged, one-eyed monsters that would come into the restaurant to apply. When you send out these like Craigslist type postings stuff like that, you get like some backwoods people coming in, I'm like,
pants are on backwards.
Yeah.
And
like smells like urine and stuff, like coming out of a garbage can. Like no. But I was like, it's been like 5 years since I did that, so let me try that again. And I went on Indeed.com and I got flooded with email applications. And I just started cold calling because an application for me in the service business means basically nothing. Because people can say I'm the executive manager of Kroger. I was in charge of the tomato and the cucumber section. Like, what does that mean? The executive produce manager.
I take a lot from what they like. How did they fill out their application? Did they bother?
I gotcha.
Checking every box for availability. Did they bother putting in phone numbers, or did they just like say
Bare minimum
available
type
all the
stuff.
time? Here, I don't really have a phone number, but here's how you can get a hold of me, and didn't even fill out the second page.
For me though, it's like when they come in and I get to like just see that smile. Because for me, I'm in the service. I'm in like for servers, like they got a smile, personality, articulation, all those things. Like that's what is so important to me.
And not immediately complain about their current job or past job.
And and yeah, just all those things. And I ask them like, why did you quit? How long have you been working there for? And just, I even ask them questions like, do you do any after school? If they're young, do you have any after school activities? Do you have any hobbies? Like someone who has like part of a basketball team and goes to church on Sunday is probably going to be be a little better than someone who's like
More energetic. Maybe more like schedule restrictions.
more schedule oriented.
But
That's
when
what I'm
they're
looking
there,
for.
they're there.
That's why I ask those questions. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what do you do with your life? Like, oh, I just smoke pot and watch Flintstones.
I had a friend. He was a manager in the restaurant industry for a long time, and he does the speed test. So when he's talking to someone, he'll say, "All right, let me show you something real quick," and he'll get up and walk as fast as he can to wherever.
And just see how fast they follow.
If you lose them and don't see them, they're not gonna make it.
Because that's how I am. I'm like, oh my gosh, like look, I gotta be right by you. I get that. That's a good.
Right.
That's a good call.
So I haven't done it yet. But
So here's mine that I do.
I need to do it.
I schedule my interviews in prior. I would schedule my interviews at 7:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
And if they're on time at 7:30 in the morning, like
They
that's
can
at least
be
a
on
first. That's a first like step,
Mhm.
and that will weed out like half the people. Like, oh, I'm late. I'm running in traffic. Like you need to be
Don't
there.
worry about it.
You need to be there at 7 and parked outside waiting for me. At
Right.
7:30 because you're so like excited about this job. Anyway, we gotta get back on topic here. We gotta talk about people again.
Yelp.
Okay, we gotta do our weekly reviews, and
Here's one. I'm
this
just gonna do
week
the first one, and it's good.
Carrie's picking Yelp. He may have already because last week you read about a bad review, so I know you probably already like
Okay.
pre-picked this out. All right, let's hear about
Just
your.
the latest one. When was this? May 29th? Yesterday.
All right, let's hear it.
One of the best briskets I've ever had, along with the jalapeno cheddar sausage. The beers are great, and it rotates often. They do a good job brewing with unique ingredients.
Oh, congratulations! I mean, that sounds like a solid review.
How do you respond to like nice reviews?
Um,
Thanks, man.
no, I do. I say
See you next
thank you
time.
so much. You rock.
I'll do that.
Welcome to our big fat Greek family. That's usually what I'll write back. Like we're so proud to have guests like you. Like I think it's good to hear positive feedback. I think we talked about this in episode 2 or 3 of Real Restaurant Radio.
Thank you for the review.
Thanks for taking the time out to write a positive review. It means so much to me and my staff. That's usually how I
Taking
respond to them.
The
There you go.
time.
It's like working and podcasting at the same time. Well, while you're responding to that review, Katrina here, she wrote, "This place is so cool. It's very cozy and inviting, and the food is awesome. Their feta fries are so amazing. Their gyros are really great, and I love that you can get so many different options for meats or how it's cooked. The price point is perfect too. I really love coming here." So
It's good.
we're both
She knows something about the menu.
5 stars and 5 stars, man. We're doing good this week.
Yeah, all right.
It's a good week. It's going to be a good week. High five.
Oh, one just came in. It's one.
Oh, yeah. Delete. Really cool. Carrie Hodson and I, we actually
Feta fries.
came over, or I came over to Intrinsic. I forgot what it was. I think I was dropping off something to you or picking up something.
The lamb for your anniversary,
I was
right?
dropping off. Yeah. I was dropping off
Those lamb ribs.
Lamb breast.
Those are crazy good.
I know, right? That's like
Yeah.
you're probably gonna steal that idea. Go and buy some of those and throw them on the smoker.
They were good.
But I was dropping off some lamb ribs, and I don't know, like something hit me. I'm like, I saw him post that video the other day, and he just turned on his iPhone and recorded something. He said "uka uka," and I remember subconsciously, I remember some guests saying "opa opa." That's usually what they would call the restaurant sometimes. They'll say, "Hey, we're going to." I love
Or like
opa,
someone will
opa."
say "opa" and then
Yeah.
someone else says "opa." Right?
"Opa,
Like
opa."
a glass breaks.
Something
and the
like
whole
that.
room goes "opa, opa, opa."
Uh-huh. And I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, "Opa opa, uka uka." And we made this funny little. We're supposed to be like Polynesian like dwellers. I think it turned out more caveman-y.
I was like knee deep in like deep cleaning the
You were
floors.
like Carrie Hodson. if I could paint the picture, I walked into the kitchen looking for Carrie, and like he's got these big mud boots on, and he's like scrubbing the floors. And I'm like, Carrie, bro, like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just, helping out in the kitchen. So that just goes to show you that, like, no matter how successful you are, you gotta lead by example.
Just got to reset the standard every once in a while.
Exactly. But
People came in, like I'd scrubbed the table, the prep table, and like repainted it because there was some rust on the bottom shelf.
sure, yeah.
And everybody was like, "Did you get a new table?"
It's funny how they.
No, man.
It's funny when you buy these stainless steel tables, how like the top is stainless steel, but like that bottom piece is just like galvanized.
but,
Like, why
yeah.
would you not go the full? I'm sure they have the stainless steel full one, but we just don't pay that price. We're like, oh, that one's not 1,000 and that one's 500. Let me get the $500
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
So just keep that in mind when you're buying your stainless steel tables. Sometimes that bottom rack, that's a little pro tip here, is that it's usually galvanized steel and it's going to turn completely orange and rusted out, and you're
Eventually.
going to have to paint it and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Steel wool, degreaser, dried off or rinse it off, dried off real good. Spray it with some like aluminum colored enamel, something like not white, but also not black. You want to be able to see if it's clean or not.
exactly.
So yeah,
Pro tip, there you go.
Yeah,
But
there
yeah,
you
we
go.
shot the video. So we're releasing the Uka Uka, which tell us more about this amazing beer.
Uka
that
Uka
you,
was actually
tried.
100% Travis's idea. He
And Travis is your head brewer.
yeah. He wanted to do a tiki drink inspired series of beers. So really, this is the first one. So look at, and it's I guess a pina colada inspired. So it's a sour IPA. So it's still very much beer. So it's lightly tart,
Not very sour, not very hoppy.
not bitter, but dry hopped. So it's kind of more like a sour New England style IPA. And then loads of pineapple and coconut.
Do you use real pineapple or?
Oh yeah.
So you have to buy a bunch of cases of pineapple and mash it up.
Gosh, how many cases was that? Like 25 cases?
That's crazy.
Right. Well, we had looked into getting a drum of it from Oregon Fruit Company, but it was like a third of the price just to pop open fresh pineapple ourselves. So
I gotcha. And then the coconut.
bought a couple can keys.
But coconut, do you have to use like a coconut extract because coconut itself is kind of bland.
Yeah, and it can be kind of buttery. So we've experimented with like toasted shaved coconuts.
Okay.
But we found this company called Nature's Flavors, I believe. Yeah,
and
they
it's like
do
an organic extract or something like
yeah,
that. Okay.
natural, 100% natural. It's a concentrate really. It's more of a water based extraction as opposed to
Because you're dealing with all that
an
fat.
alcohol based extraction.
Because what's your opinion on that?
Right.
Like, because coconut has all that fat on it.
That's true, but we've brewed with a lot of oily ingredients in the past, like brisket,
There you go.
avocados, other fats. And yes, it can make the head of your beer go flat, but if you boil it right and there's other grains that like carafoam is a type of grain, or other grains that kind of fluff up the beer, then you can combat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
All above my pay grade.
So Uka Uka is pretty dry, not too sweet. The pineapple comes through really well, coconut on the end, and then you get the fresh hops and
And I think what's cool about this, and like, I guess that's like our whole thing is like collaboration versus competition.
Right.
And we're able to do all of these amazing things, whether it's a chef collaboration dinner, or in this case, we're actually going to be releasing that beer for you guys. We're going to be one of the first restaurants in the world to carry this beer outside of your brewery.
and I'm gonna cross post it on our site.
Yeah, and it's like
this week,
and I'm always doing things like if I see a post that you post on social media, like I'll repost it. Like it's not like they're gonna go eat there because they don't want to eat Greek food,
Right.
And it's just like, and I think people actually see me posting pictures, and I get like tons of responses when I post your stuff. Like I get tons of likes on my page.
Personally,
Yeah, like on my personal
okay.
page, or I don't know if I really do it too much on my business page, but I'll do it on my personal page, which
we could have
they're kind of like
brand consistency a little bit too.
yeah,
A lot of the people on my personal page I met through our business.
exactly. So there's I usually post like Opa stuff all the time on my personal page just because I am Opa type thing.
Sometimes I get more responses on my personal page.
Well, that's because you're not paying Facebook enough,
Yeah.
for those Facebook ads.
Very true. Very true.
Zuckerberg.
I'm doing Our brunch video came out recently.
Come again, sir?
Our brunch video came out, and
I thought that had already come out.
2 weeks ago, last week.
I have to
2
rewatch
weeks?
that again. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm pumping that out on Facebook.
Like
I
to
did
say,
like a $200
You did a
2
$200
months
yeah.
long promotion.
You got to
Just
pay to
kinda-
play. That's just part of it, And I think,
Brunch has been good for us, man.
yeah,
I
mine
think-
too. My brunch has just been crazy. It's
Really?
one of the biggest
I haven't
things
seen you
I
promote
did.
it on like with the video yet, have you?
No, we haven't
If
done
you don't
one.
need to, then
I need to, though. No,
Do
you
you?
still need to.
Maybe it's good to have that in your back pocket too, if you need to bump it back up, or like,
Exactly.
oh yeah, remember that we do this thing? It's
Exactly.
Like, oh yeah, $2 mimosas. Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you. Mine are only 99 cents, so come to Opa. Don't go to Intrinsic.
Ours are 10 ounces.
No, I'm just- No, but that's awesome. I mean, our whole thing is, and I know it's so sad because
We should do a progressive brunch. That would be cool, right? A couple of restaurants, and you go and you get a drink one place.
Yeah,
An
that would
appetizer,
work.
You go to another place.
But that's your whole problem is like, and you tell me this all the time. You're venting to me is like no one else gets it, especially like where you're at in Garland. Everybody's like, kind of like looks at you as like the enemy.
we did just do Propel, this like subgroup of the Garland Chamber, did a progressive dinner with about 40 people, 2 different groups, and they went to 5 different restaurants.
I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah, and I was really thrilled with the level of involvement that all the restaurants did. So maybe it is possible.
There you go.
But I don't. Maybe if
Is it a
but
generation thing?
It wasn't coming from me though. It was coming
them.
from the chamber and our downtown coordinator. And yeah, they called me to ask a few questions like, "Hey, do you think they would do this?" I was like, "Well, it would go a long way if you said, hey, we're gonna come by 2 $25 gift cards and raffle them off at the end. Will you provide the food for free? The samples." Because instead of just asking, because we get asked so much just for free stuff all the time, right?
Is that another segment there?
I think so.
we could definitely talk about that. Yeah. But before we do, just to put a cap on that, it's like collaborations and I think not even with it can be with the restaurants. Like obviously like you're kind of I look at you as more of like a brewery, brew pub. And then I'm like a Greek restaurant, so it works for us. Maybe if you were another Greek restaurant,
we do it with
would
other
still
brew
work.
pubs.
Maybe, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would still work, maybe. But I think I feel more safe just because we're so apples and oranges.
Is there that needs to be that or a good enough distance, but not too far to share customers?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Like
If I was
you
a
said
Greek
with the brew pub
restaurant in
situation.
Austin, you might collaborate with me.
Yeah.
Right?
Or even like a Greek restaurant in Frisco type thing where it's like an hour away. So
Sure.
type thing. And now you can put everything online, so it doesn't matter how far you are away. Everybody can see it in the Metroplex.
Just I don't know. I guess reach out, and if you can, you'll know pretty quickly if the other person's like minded or not.
I just feel so bad because everybody's so like competition oriented, and it's just like, but people love like our guests love to see when 2 restaurants get together and create something.
They kind of expect it now.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like if I do something without you, they're like, "Where's Costas?"
I know,
And
right?
vice
I know.
versa.
Like, where's Carrie at? I'm telling you, I get that all the time.
But they also show up for it. They're like, "Oh, this is going to be really fun
It always
and
is.
special and well done."
Donations. I used to like have my checkbook out for every single thing year 1 and year 2.
Like what kind of stuff?
Like, I mean, as far as donations go, every single person out there is going to tell you how they're going to promote and market your business and bring in new guests and fill your seats and all these things, whether it's a children's choir. I'll get like,
To be in your program,
Yeah,
or
like-
their program.
it's not bad. Like the high schools and the schools, and they do great things. And I've definitely given back to the schools, and I've done a lot of things for the schools. But it's like,
Football teams.
yeah,
and
it's like the football team, the cheer team, the drill team, the soccer team, the choir team. I mean, there's like literally 500 teams.
Right, and 4 of them come from each group.
Well, my whole thing is like I never see these kids in my restaurant to begin with. So
or
it's
if
like,
they're like, "I've never been here.
Yeah.
It's cool. Will you give me money?"
exactly. I'm like, well, don't you go to Cane's 5 times a week? You know, like who? Like, why don't you go ask them for
Have
some
you
money?
have you had my feta fries?
I mean, have you even had the feta fries? And that's if that sounds bad, it's like whenever I get like,
We do sound like kind of burnout on it, but we support our local groups, but you just can't
can't
be
support
writing
everybody.
checks all the time. So what's fair is to either write down for yourself or have a checklist that you give people that they have to fill out. If they're not willing to do, I haven't done this myself yet, and I've talked about doing it. I need to, but like just a little simple form that says, where are you located? What is the charity cost? Like what sort of advertising, and how many people are you going to impact? And then if the cost divided by the number of the impact doesn't meet a certain threshold, then it's just math. It's a no. And like, we're sorry, we have a budget for marketing. We have a certain standard that we have to meet. It has to be like, we want to support y'all. It has to be good for y'all. But it also, like, we're running a business.
My whole thing is, so here's a great way to get out of a lot of stuff is like, oh, can you donate a gift card? I'm like, well, we can sell you a gift card at half off.
Oh, I haven't done that. We donate a lot of gift cards.
Yeah, people ask for gift cards
I'd
all the
rather
time.
do that.
I'm like, well,
cash is hard to give up, but gift cards,
yeah,
at least you can say, okay, I gave them,
$25 gift card or something like that.
but really your cost is going to be hopefully 30%.
Exactly.
So,
but I will tell. But it's funny because I'll tell them, hey, can we get a gift card raffle off? And that's my response. Like, I've already given out so many gift cards this year. I can sell you one at half off.
Okay.
And you guys can.
So then your cost is.
And you can add more to the, if you want to do like a $50 gift card, we can sell you one for $25, and then you can still raffle that off for $45, or you can still make some money off of that.
Right.
And all of a sudden their demeanor changes. Like, oh, no, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, they just say no?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they're like, I hate to say it, but it's just like, and I feel bad because like us restaurant owners, like we're like low fruit. Like no one ever goes to the dermatology center and asks them for a gift card. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And it's like everybody comes to us restaurant owners, and it's like you've got to develop a little bit of thick skin. And I was like this little 25-year-old naive restaurant owner that's like, oh yes, I want to make everybody happy, but people will take and take and take. And I'm not trying to sound sour, but like you just said, Carrie, I mean, we're running a business here, not a charity.
You have to run. I think it's just important to have clear parameters and not be mean about it.
Yeah.
And not get and if it's clear, then you don't have to feel that pressure or whatever. If it's guilt or if it's like anger or spite, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
You can just say these are the parameters.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's a great call on that.
Instead of just, okay, I'll take a look at it.
And then also with those
If they don't
parameters,
have-
you can delegate that out as far as scaling your business. Like if you hire a manager that handles those things, like, hey, you need to contact promotions at intrinsicbrewing.com.
Yeah, send me an email with all the info. And if you
And-
never get an email, well,
Exactly.
sorry.
But-
There are some other opportunities, though, like networking events. People might come to you just for hey, will you host a happy hour
Yeah.
once a month for this group?
I think you get a lot more of those than I do just because the way that your business is set up with that really nice patio, that kind of open floor plan. I have more of just like tables and chairs. I don't really have much of that like lounge area that you do.
Meet and greet, mingle, walk around.
You literally have like the
You have a
venue to do
patio.
that. Yeah, it's really narrow, a few tables and
Okay.
chairs.
Yeah.
You have like the big, wide, like
Patio space, yeah.
marketing venue type thing. So I'm
And
sure you get that a lot. And you've mentioned that.
Stage for presentations.
Yeah, you've mentioned that a lot in other things. And I mean, I think you rent yours out too, don't you? Or you try to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So so they'll pay for like the rental
The
fee
space. I
plus
wish we had an interior room that we could rent out that would hold about 50 people.
Rowlett Florist. What did I say it? Did I say it online? Did
I
I say
have
that?
a developer friend that always says there's no building issue that a good funeral or a long stem match can't fix.
There you go. There you go.
Of course, it's a joke, but you would always host or for a while, didn't you have like the chamber breakfast every week or something? It was-
Yeah, they did good, and that's the thing about your. And just another pro tip. Try to give you some pro tips in here, so that way you're not just listening to us talk unceasingly. But look at your off hours. So if your restaurant is open until 11, there's tons of breakfast groups that will come in. Whether it's like somebody selling insurance to like some old people,
But do you want to? Is it worth it?
and obviously that's gonna be something you have to negotiate. But hey, if they want to pay you $500
So
for you to
they're
cook some
buying
eggs,
food. Okay. Yeah.
and that's
not just we're gonna use your space and maybe buy lunch later.
No, I would do it with like the event organizer. But there's different things like people who are selling like fire alarms that want to host different events, or life insurance, or hold some type of like breakfast meeting for people who are retired. I mean, that's a great place to look into.
So it's kind of like interior catering or something.
Yeah, or just having the space, because you're not gonna have any guests there until 11.
Right.
I've been approached by like financial advisors that want to host like a breakfast seminar for like 25 people.
Okay.
And
does that fall on you to accomplish?
I mean, that would be.
Or can you just say, "Hey, chef, we've got this many people coming. Make sure the door's open."
Normally, I would be there just because I'm kind of like the face of the restaurant, but that's something that definitely can be delegated out. But for those of you out there that are struggling to make ends meet, if you're looking for a different revenue stream, that's something that you can hustle out and get. Go contact. Maybe I would talk to some like financial advisors if they want to host a breakfast meeting. Some like churches or art groups. So there's different people that need to have a space.
The Red Hat Society.
They just need to be they just need to be prompted, because a lot of people just don't know that that's available.
I saw a post from a brewery in Sherman, 903. Jeremy posted, "Hey, we're looking for these types of people, these groups, softball teams. But they're more happy hour later in the afternoon to do events at our space. And we would like to donate X amount, a certain amount of the proceeds to your, we'd like to support you back in return." I think that's just a great idea. It's more, he reached out about it, and people just don't know. I think we might do something like that. But Spirit Nights can be a pretty good thing.
Yeah, Spirit Nights are great. I haven't done too many of those just because,
people
again,
show
me being
up?
ethnic food, people are like, I just want to do it where like everybody can enjoy it, and people are so scared about that. But that's my own set of demons and battles that I got to go through, is like getting people to eat Greek food,
Well, you've got a menu change coming up.
I do. We got to say that for the next podcast, though, because I know we're running out of time.
There's a lot to talk about.
And there's a
there.
lot of menu changes I'm wanting to do on this whole thing,
Yeah, menu redesign and kind of reinventing yourself, looking at what worked in the past, what people are wanting. You know?
And it's like sometimes it's like profit margin too, as you get more savvy. Like let's cut out those low profit margin items,
Right.
or create like a price point on those items that are like
Maybe
expensive.
you have to raise them.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like if you can raise that price of the steak from make a $30 item on your menu, now all those $17 items on your menu don't look so expensive. There's a psychology there.
Like to pick in the middle.
Yeah, like so if you create like a $50 entree, all of a sudden those $30 entrees look really cheap. So it's like a law of relevancy.
Yeah, same with wine lists.
Yeah, I read that on a menu psychology. There's a lot of psychology, like
you did some research.
Yeah, using green green font color like displays like signs of freshness. Yeah, and like there's like anyway, I would definitely like just type in menu psychology when you guys are developing your menu, because there's tons of it. Like where to put things, how to box things, highlighting things, stuff like that.
That's a whole episode.
That's a whole episode. So we'll get to that. You know what? Write that down, Carrie. We've got to dive into menu design, menu development, because the menu can make or break your business if it's not properly structured. Price points and layout too is a big factor.
Oh yeah, all of it.
All right. Well, I hope you guys got some nuggets of wisdom out of me and Carrie.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spirit nights, donations,
how to handle
gift
that kind of
cards,
stuff.
all those things.
Nobody ever told me how to handle that stuff. So
Yeah. Well, until we see you guys next week, stay thirsty. Good barbecue, good Greek food. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Opa.
Uka.
Uka, uka.
I could see this through. I could wait another night. One more night, one more night. I could fight it through till the darkness turns to light. One more night, one more